YouTube, what's going on? It's your boy SB. Welcome to another episode of SB Toys here. Thanks for joining me again. Getting back into the figure reviews here. As I mentioned before, it's been a minute since I've been out. I ain't really been able to come across anything new that just dropped. So, it's been a little delayed with the figures. I need that figure connection, get in on these new releases when they first drop so I can get these video reviews to you much quicker and often. But anyway, I was able to finally get on something new that just hopped. Bandai has started releasing figures from the Dragon Ball Super cartoon series, also formerly known as Dragon Ball Z, the whole shebang about that. But anyway, got one of my favorites here today from the Dragon Balls franchise. We have Vegeta here spinning around. So we're looking at the Bandai Dragon Stars, Dragon Ball Super, Vegeta action figure. Right now, we're currently looking at the back of the package. As you can see from Series 1, you have Super Saiyan, Goku, Vegeta, you have Beerus. And this all ultimately is a Build-A-Figure series for SHERON. So, as we see right now, we got his animated drawing on the side here. Fully enclosed package. And then inside there, we have the Vegeta figure. You can see his additional hands and a piece of the SHERON dragon figure. So let's go ahead, pull him out the package, get a little hands on. Got my man here, Vegeta, the Prince of the Saiyans. We got him out the package here. This is pretty solid figure here, for this new series, this Dragon Balls or Dragon Star series figures here. Vegeta, nice little range of articulation, nice construction built to it. Pretty good. Now, he does come with a few accessories. He comes with a piece to the SHERON dragon figure that you have to assemble together. He also does come with some interchangeable hands. He comes with 2 closed fists, and then he comes with 2 slightly open fists. So, those are the few accessories. Now, let's get into the sizing a little bit here. If we measure Vegeta here, he, with the hair, is just a little over 6 inches. I want to say actually 6 1/4 it looks like. Minus the hair, he's sitting right at about that 5 1/4 range. All right, so let's go ahead and get into the articulation here. Let's start at the head. We turn him to his left, which is your right. We turn him to his right, which is your left. The full exorcist experience. Let's get down to the bicep here. Almost has a full 90-degree extension coming out from the side. Full 360 rotation. He does have bicep swivel. Double jointed elbow. If I can get it. Kind of interferes a little bit. That joint might be a little tight still. Have to play around with that. But it does have the double jointed elbow. Does have swivel here at the wrist. It's on the ball peg. So you can swivel it around and angle it forward or back. To the midsection here. No traditional ab crunch, but he does have the hip swivel. And he does have a little minor leeway to where you can wiggle him around, swivel him around a little bit. So he has some form of crunching back and forth just a little bit. Let's get down to the legs here. On the ball joint. And if you've seen the Beerus figure review, this one also the same way. It has this extension down where you pull down on the leg and you can pull the peg down a little bit. I guess if you want to do some advanced posing with some kicks. Or if not, just push that back up in there. Does have thigh swivel. Double joints at the knee. No articulation at the beginning of the boot, but you get down to the ankle. Has full swivel rotation and some pivoting. Now, as I mentioned, this is a pretty solid figure here. I mean, I can raise some gripes, but you can't really raise any gripes. For the price, you're getting a nice deal here. With good articulation, a very solid, affordable Dragon Ball Z figure. A few little gripes, I do wish maybe they had to went a little more advance with the painting application here. Maybe a little shading on his armor, his bodysuit here. But what can you get? Like I said, it is some more affordable alternatives. So they're not going to give you the full BMW package when you're just trying to get a, Honda Civic or something like that. One more thing I do want to mention though, the main gripe, his head here. When I turn him sideways, it looks like his face got a nice little mash in. It just looks weird to me, but that could just be me. So that may not bother you, but yeah, I wish they kind of had his face a little more rounded out better. It looks all squished in. Speaking of face, it would have been nice to throw in an additional head sculpt, that you could swap out. Maybe one of him, maybe more angry or, screaming face Vegeta. But like I said, pretty solid figure here. Really not too much complaints you can make about this. So before I go, I do want to give you kind of a side-by-side comparison. As I mentioned, this is more affordable Vegeta compared to the Figure Arts brand, which I must say, this is the Vegeta you're looking at, the so-called old Scouter Vegeta. This is not really the Figure Arts version. This is what they call the knockoff version that they made a while ago. Was it the Tong or whatever? So this is that version of Vegeta, but it's modeled directly after the Figure Arts version of Vegeta, so it's the same scale and everything. So we're viewing this as in reference as if it was the actual Figure Arts Vegeta. I'm letting you see how it is in comparison to these new Dragon Stars figures, which is by the same company, Bandai. So as you can see, it's not too much. The Dragon Stars figure does have a slight advance in height compared to the Datong Figure Arts Vegeta here. Of course, with detail and stuff, this other Figure Arts Vegeta here does blow it away as far as the paint application and stuff and accessories. Why do you need to get this figure? Well, if you haven't already collected any Dragon Ball Z figures, or if you have, this is probably the best affordable figure that's out on the market, especially when it comes to Vegeta. Now, as I showed you, there are the Figure Arts versions of the Dragon Ball Z figures out, but they are a lot more expensive compared to what these are retailing for. You can probably get these around the $20 to $25 with some tax range. And of course, the Figure Arts, especially depending on what type of Vegeta you're getting, you could go definitely north of the $50 mark. So that's one thing to consider if you're looking in collecting some Dragon Ball Z figures. These is very solidly built, nice range of articulation, just hit the market. As I mentioned, Figure Arts, if you already have those figures, I can't really say anything that would say you need to have these as well. You pretty much already got the best Dragon Ball Z figures out there, but these fall in line as a nice alternative. Hopefully this review helped you out. Like I said, Dragon Stars, part of the Dragon Ball Super line, these are now hitting the stores and shelves and stuff, so I want to give a review while I can. Hopefully you enjoyed it. If y'all on social media, I'm on my Instagram as well, at SB Toys. Y'all can follow me there. Subscribe to the channel and stay up to date with other videos coming soon. It's your boy SB. I'm out. Y'all be easy.